Did you kick yourself out, Bill? Okay, that's awkward.
He said he wanted to come in cold, and then I gave him a shot, and he just sits there looking at the camera.
Don't give me that. I was waiting for you to talk. You kicked yourself out.
Love it. Well, we're back. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. It's the VHS show here on Midnight is Flashing YouTube channel. We're going to talk about VHS and all things that are around VHS. It's just a VHS kind of talk show, but it's a live chat. So welcome in the chat. I see Duke's here already. Hey, Duke, it's good to see you. Of course, Duke is the other side of the Retro Nonsense podcast that my partner over here is in. That's Chris Roberts, and that's the Retro Nonsense podcast. That's out now. Go check that out. Latest issue.
We were getting rave reviews on our Discord.
Oh yeah, freaking Discord.
I mean that's
on Twitter.
Well, one of our biggest contributors isn't a Twitter guy, so.
I hear you. Okay, well, I'll come back to Discord at some point.
Yeah. Well, you should drop in. We rarely talk bad about you there.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. So it's good to see you, man. Frick, it's been
dude,
forever.
it's been a long time. I feel like you've abandoned the show, Bill.
It's just hard to get Chris Roberts because he's a superstar. He big times, yeah.
I feel like Joe strong armed you. He gave you an ultimatum.
That might be true. Yeah.
He said it's me or him. That's it.
Yeah. He can't take it.
No.
Yeah. But Chris Roberts is big on the Instagram. So if you're following him over there at CWR2, you can see everything he's up to. And he puts it all up there. A little bit too much wrestling, but
some of us have taste, Bill. And then there's you, sorry. I bet you if Bob Dylan wrestled, you'd be all over it.
Well, you were talking in the latest Retro Nonsense podcast about wrestling and stuff. And you mentioned when WWF changed to WWE, that's when like all of us like grew up and went, well, we're not following that. It's done now.
I mentioned all that. I don't even remember talking about that at all.
Yeah,
I did.
But then you really went all in when it went to the WWE. I take it.
I don't think. I definitely don't remember that conversation. But that doesn't matter right now, though. Honestly, this is like a renaissance right now. This last 2 or 3 months have been the best the WWE has been since like the Stone Cold era. Like you could call this the Attitude 2.0. Like I'm telling you, I'm telling you, dude, it is episodic. Must tune in. You got to see it. Last Monday's Raw was one of the best episodes I've seen in years.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I'm telling you, man. If you were into it, you would agree. You just don't. You were watching Conan O'Brien or whatever.
Yeah, well, you're referencing an era when I thought it was complete trash. Like it totally went off.
Okay, so you're more into the 80s and the early 90s, right? You're the Hulk Hogan, Iron Sheik, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's great. I love that time too. Don't get me wrong, but the Attitude era, so about 96 to about 2000 and let's say 4, right? That was when we all grew up, Bill. We went from being little boys and just seeing, Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan and, that Roddy Piper. And then we grew into men and we saw people flipping the bird and drinking beer. And
we went, dumb.
We had the hose and everything, dude. It was great.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Sorry. No offense.
It was more real. No, I mean, I ain't offended. That's fine. I mean, just send all your hate mail to STC Pod.
Back in the day, I had to air that program every Saturday night, and I hated it. And it was still loaded with commercials too. Like they were totally taking advantage of these viewers, just pounding.
Maybe in Canada, they didn't do that in America.
Oh yeah, yes they did.
That was a Canadian thing. No. The truth of the matter is, now see what you don't want to admit. Your guys' stuff was heavily edited, so there were more commercials in Canada. I remember I used to read about it all the time in the dirt sheets. You guys got less programming, so they had to add more commercials. There was big segments that wouldn't even show in Canada.
Well, yeah, we had the broadcast version, not the cable version.
Okay, so
they
that's
cut
why
together.
Right,
whatever.
so that's why you had more commercials. So I mean, be honest about it at least.
It was still the American broadcast, which we copied.
Yeah,
it was just a cut together.
Dude, come on, dude. You guys got gypped. That's all it is to it. We were seeing them flipping the bird, and you got like the CGI thumbs up or whatever. Like, yeah, eh? And they were drinking, soda instead of beer.
No, we drink pop, not soda.
Well, whatever. Pop. Yeah, pop.
Duke's preaching the good talk right now. He listened to the latest STC podcast.
Yeah, he did. And notice he didn't say nothing good about it.
No, he got through it.
Well, it was very difficult. He tried.
No, that was a good one. That was like old times where Joe gave me some really good stuff to go at him about.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yep.
All right. That was really good. Anyway, so I am assuming you got a lot of stuff to show.
I have some stuff. I don't have tons. It's been.
You got trash.
Oh yeah, definitely got trash. But we're through the winter now, and it's not like I have good ways of getting stuff throughout the winter.
You're not hammering the Kijiji and does Derek have the lockdown and all that?
Maybe, but I'm noticing people are getting stupid with VHS tapes on the marketplace now. They're like, $10 a tape. How about $15 a tape?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Right.
Oh, these are horror tapes, and it's like.
But it's not even the good stuff, right?
Yeah, it's just common. Anyway.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that here, but stuff still falls through the cracks, Speaking of that, so you know how they say, like, you can never find deals anymore in stores, right? You can never find any deals, Bill. So I went into this place and I found what is, other than like a sealed version, right? Obviously if it was sealed, it would be better. But this is the prettiest. I had to buy a case for it. Look at this Super Metroid thing. I'm not going to say it's flawless, but some would say that. There is that one flaw right there in the corner. But other than that one flaw, this looks immaculate. I would take it out, but, frankly, no, I'm not going to do that. It's fine. But, man, it's got everything in it, Bill. It's got all the posters, all the plastic, all the mail-aways. It doesn't even look like this thing was ever played. It was probably bought for some little kid who didn't get it. And I don't even know if this kid ever played it. That's how clean it looks in there. It really looks like it never left the box, other than when I opened it to verify everything was in there. It's so good that some guy was trying to troll me saying it was a repro. I'm like, okay, dude, calm down. You don't know what you're talking about. But I had another one, and I did a one-on-one comparison of everything before I sold the box. So we'll get there. We'll get there, dude. So I got this and then this. So this is kind of a beat-up copy of DuckTales 2. It's a very rare game. All the real collectors like me already have this. So this is a double for me. But they got this deal there, right? Where is if you buy 2 items, you get the third one free. So, and it's like obviously equal or lesser value. So, if you buy a $200 item and a $200 item, you get a free $200 item. It's not that easy when you get into this. So he wanted $300 for this. Now, in this condition, this thing sells probably closer to $500, right? Even in a beat up condition, you can get $300 for this. There's plenty of completed sales. There's a few that are a little less, but nothing that looks like this. So right off the bat, I was like, okay, $300. Let me look around. Let me find. So I started going through the shelves. I'm going through everything, but they also have I haven't been there in a while, but they have this little tub that they keep behind the counter that's for eBay, even though they never list it, which is kind of weird. And I knew this DuckTales was in it. So I asked him how much he wanted for this. He said 200. Now in this shape, I'm sure I could sell it for 200 because a good one goes for closer to 3. But it's a little high in my eyes. But I thought, well, with this and that, now I can get $200 worth of free stuff. And he'll let you combine it. It doesn't have to be one item. He'll let you add up to the third item, which is something new because originally you had to get a third item. But he kept saying, get more, get more, get more. And I'm piling up all these Game Boy games and all this crap. And I couldn't get it. Like, it was just like, I didn't want just junk. I'm looking for quality stuff I could flip. So then I was like, you know what? Let's take this from a different approach. I was like, how about this? How about you just give me, I'll pay the 300 for this. And you just give me this for like, I don't know, like 125 or something. And he's like, how about 150? And I'm like, all right. But then I forgot he had said something earlier that he gives people an either or. They can get the buy 2, get 1, or they can buy 2. Yeah, exactly. It was a reverse bundle. And you can buy 2 or get 33% off or something like that. So at 33% off, I forgot the 33% off. I was just more so just trying to haggle this down because I knew I could sell my box at home for $225. And then I would offset everything. And I could sell this for like, I don't know, 150, 175. And then this would be free, right? But he said 150. So together they would have been 450. But then he took off 33%, which I didn't even know he was doing that. But I saw him like beep, 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 beep. All the cash register stuff was happening. And anyways, I got out the door for like 312. So it's like essentially, had he just sold me this for the 300 and that's what it would have cost me with the tax. So I got a free DuckTales too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no old guys were injured.
No, nobody got hurt. Nobody got pushed down. I think his feelings was hurt because I even asked him because when everything rang up, I was like, I had a moment of pity. I was like, are you sure? And he goes, yeah. And it's like, all right. He goes, I don't normally like to do it that way, but I know this is going to a good home. And I'm like, well, one of them are, but the other one, I don't know I can't vouch for the home this is going to. Let's go to some dirtbag's house. I don't care. Whoever's going to pay or trade, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care who that one. But this is actually, this is a good home. But yeah, so then immediately I hit up Collector Protector. So that's his little logo. And this is neat. It's got this little, let's see. It's got like a little magnet in there. Let me see. Am I get the right side here? So when you close it, so it won't just open. You get that?
Yeah.
That's
wonderful.
Anyways, yeah, it's amazing. Well, he normally sells these things for like, I don't know, $25 or something, but he just said, just give me $15 and I'll ship you one. And I'm like, all right.
Of course.
Good.
That would cost me $35 just in shipping.
Yeah. Well, I would actually ask him to charge you more. But, I wouldn't vouch for you at all. I'd vouch for you the other way. He'll pay. Just charge him more.
Frick.
Yeah, but it's
man.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so man, that really got me fired up, man. I haven't added a really nice piece of cardboard for a while, and this thing is beautiful. And I was happy with the one I already had, Bill. And like I saw this one, I was like, I just can't let these dirt bags. And it was just sitting in this box too. And I would bet everything that little ding came from the way they were storing it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm like, I couldn't let it go back in that box. Like I saw it sitting there and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like you don't even have a box protector on it or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like my duty. Even if I were just to buy it and break even on it, I was like, I got to get this out of here. These guys are going to ruin this thing. There's only so many of them left, Bill.
Well, yeah. Although us VHS guys were a little scared because we see you jumping fully back into the game community.
Not at all. I got tons of tapes to show. You should see all these rare tapes I'm going to show you. You are going to be so excited. When I show you these rare tapes that I got. I will start off with let me show you just a couple that aren't really rare, I guess. So Now this is missing the outer box. Like it comes in a box for the boxes to go in, but I couldn't pass it up for 25 cents a piece. So I got the Sopranos season 1, and
Nice.
I don't know, just for display purposes mostly, you know what I mean? But
That's true. Yeah, that's a good display.
yeah, it's just cool for display. And I don't know, I might want to just watch the Sopranos on VHS for the hell of it, just to see it in that reduced
I guess
that aspect or whatever. I did find this at a new thrift store that I found. The guy didn't have a lot of stuff in it, but he had a few tapes. And when something's heavy, Bill, it's older when it comes to the blanks, right? And it had Lakers versus Boston finals on it. So I was hoping for the 80s. It turned out it was 85, which I wrote on here. But yeah, and it's got all the commercials. Now, it's not the best audio, to be honest, but it's good enough. It's passable. The video looks good, but it's pretty cool. Just I don't know, man. Like this is when I fell in love with the NBA as a kid. This might actually be the series that got me into the NBA. Is this one right here? And it might be 85. That sounds about right. Because it was Lakers versus Boston, even though I had a feeling it might have been a regular season game. But either way, Lakers went into Boston, won, and they ended up winning the finals that year, because, Lakers are way better than those douchebags in Boston. But, yeah.
Hey,
but I mean, it's still pretty cool.
I had a Larry Bird basketball.
Yeah.
And I still have it to this day. Still use it.
Well, I'll tell you, man, at that time, I hated Larry Bird. I hated Kevin McHale. I hated Danny Ainge. I didn't really care so much about Robert Parrish. He just looked crazy, like a big old goof. But those other three, man, I just hated those guys. But towards the end of Larry Bird's career, I started to kind of like appreciate his cockiness. And dude, I got this DVD that's all about Larry Bird. And man, I don't know why I hated that guy. I guess it was just because, I was a kid and I didn't know any better. I just, I was blinded by my Laker fandom, and that was the big arch rival. But Larry was awesome, dude. He would go down and just tell the guy, I'm going to shoot this right in your face and score. And he would do it. You know what I mean? And it was just like, it was the man. And, he was ice cold, dude. He would hit 3-pointers at the buzzer. They showed a whole montage of his buzzer shots. And it was just like, dude, it was great, man. But I don't know how he would have played in today's game. I'm assuming he would still be good. I mean, he's a big guy, big athlete, but he definitely came around for the perfect time. That Boston Celtics team was pretty amazing. And it's crazy because they would have won more titles if it wasn't for the Lakers. I mean, it really became down to it was one or the other. I think the Celtics won 3 and the Lakers won 5 in the 80s. But I mean, that's dominated the whole decade, those two teams. And then I think the Sixers won 1 and, something like that. I forget who won the other one, but yeah, it was pretty amazing, dude.
All right. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, and then I got the Urban Cowboy here, dude. Now, what makes this special? I mean, it's a good movie anyway, but you got this the Gatefold first edition.
Yeah.
You ever watch this movie, Bill?
Geez, not in forever. And I would have picked it up on TV like midway through. I don't think I've seen it from start to the end.
You know what? This is well, I guess it depends if you want to call Pulp Fiction a John Travolta movie, which I wouldn't. But this is definitely my favorite John Travolta movie for what that's worth. I mean, this and Saturday Night Fever, I guess. But this is a great movie, man. Great movie. It'll definitely make you want to wear a cowboy hat when you're done. It's good stuff. Good. Oh, yeah. And of course, at a different thrift store, I mean, if you're going to have the movie, Bill, right? I mean, you got to have the soundtrack on cassette.
Oh.
So.
Well done. At the same store?
I mean, no, different one. Oh. So I went from one to the other and boom, boom. It was like, it was meant to be. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah, you got to have them both. If you're going to.
What's the cassette look like? Is it just black cassette or?
No, it's probably the standard of the time.
Nice. Yeah.
It's good. It's still good condition. You know, not all the letters or the words and stuff didn't get rubbed off, you know, which was kind of common. I popped it in. I played it. Sounded good. They actually had a cassette player. I kind of debated on buying, but it was a little beat up. And I was like, what am I going to do with it? I didn't need it. I'll run through a couple more cassettes from the same thrift store. I got this, like, I don't know. I feel like this is Prince's first album. I'm not quite sure. I know this has to be before Little Red Corvette or whatever that album was called. But, yeah. Old Prince, and then of course some later ones. This one's not in good shape though. Like I don't know if that's the water damage or something, but this is Sign of the Times, and then this one was Around the World in a Day. So someone turned in their Prince collection, dude.
Yeah,
and I was there.
I don't see those ever on the shelf.
Yeah, and you got Poison. This was a big one at the time.
I got that right beside me.
Yeah, look at that. I knew you had a little bit of taste in there.
Mine's not clear though.
No, because you got the jacked up version. This is a much better one.
Yeah, even the back's different. Mine's dark.
Yeah. Well, you got probably the K-tail version or something.
This is first print versus your.
No, you got like that Kmart discount version that they put out later.
That'd be cool.
Then you got Michael Jackson's Bad there. You know what you really want though? Every now and then you get lucky, dude. And I haven't obviously, but they'll be signed. So you gotta look for that, you know, because he used to sign a lot of signatures back in the day. He wasn't one of those pretentious assholes like Bob Dylan who won't sign anything. He actually signed stuff for his fans.
Really? Maybe his younger fans.
You know that's
maybe the young fans.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I didn't say what age they were. And then you got the New Kids on the Block hanging tough. Ever tell you my New Kids on the Block story? I'll make it quick.
Here we go.
All right. So you got to go back into like, I believe it was 1989, maybe late 88. I don't know. It was right before the summer that this album was released. So this was their debut album. This is when they blew up, right? Blew up for the girls. The guys thought they were lame. But, you know, they became a real popular group at that time. But prior to that, me and my buddy, he's like, hey, I heard there's going to be a concert down at the Fulton Mall. Now, the Fulton Mall was this outdoor mall that was built in the 60s. But by this point, it was ran down. Nobody went to outdoor malls anymore. What I mean by outdoors, like you walk to each store and it was all outside, right?
Like we do now, basically.
Yeah, now. But at the time, it was kind of cutting edge because people just drove to department stores. And this one, they kind of closed down a street. So they let you walk to each department store. So you'd park at the end of the block and you'd walk through it. And it was like a 60s thing, I guess, in Fresno. But by this time, it had been run down. Everybody was at indoor malls. Nobody wanted no outdoor mall. But he said there was going to be a concert down there. And he thought it was going to be like a rap concert because they were called New Kids on the Block. That sounded like urban, right? So we're like, all right. I mean, I never heard of them, so why not? Maybe there can be some girls there. So we show up. I don't know. There might have been a few hundred people there. It wasn't a big crowd, but it wasn't a nothing crowd either. You know what I mean? It was a decent crowd for like this impromptu concert for someone no one's ever heard of. And we're standing around like, you know, where are these new kids at? All of a sudden, like this creepy old pedophile looking van pulled up, right? And the door opened up on the side, and here comes these new kids, like kind of like falling out of the van and bringing out the equipment. One of them sitting in the passenger side, and there was like this fat, creepy dude driving the van, which turned out to be their manager. I've seen it in later interviews or whatever, or like their early manager or whatever. Here comes the new kids. They all set up, do their mic techs, you know, testing and all that. Then they start to play, right? And they might have played a couple songs. The crowd, I would just say the crowd wasn't necessarily feeling it. Like I don't think anybody knew what they weren't expecting what the new kids brought, right? I guess it pissed off some guys in the crowd, and a couple of rival gangs started fighting, and then it became like a little mini riot where all these people were just throwing haymakers, and you know all this stuff was happening. All of a sudden, you see the new kids panic. They all grabbed all their equipment. They ran, threw it in the van, and then hauled ass out of there. And that was the end of the concert. So, yeah. That was the New Kids. And then a few months later, that Please Don't Go Girl and the Right Stuff were like these big mainstays on MTV.
So were they just like singing to a playback?
No, they were actually really, I feel like they were really singing. I don't know.
No, I know, but there wasn't a band, right? There was just playback of music.
Oh, yeah. They probably had, it was just a bunch of dudes up there. Yeah, there was not a band there, but they had all their mic stands and their speakers. And I'm assuming, like what you said, I'm assuming somebody was feeding in some music. I mean, I didn't really think of it at the time, but yeah, you're right. I mean, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, that seems lame.
Oh, it was really lame. But had you known, right, at that time, you could have got anything off these guys, like a drumstick or, well, not a drumstick, but whatever, something. In the melee, I could have stole one of these guys' jacket or something. No, they weren't fighting back. They were trying to run for their lives. You know what I mean?
You were trying to get in the van with them.
No. Well, I mean, these dudes were chick magnets, no doubt. Like, if I would only knew, you could have befriended the New Kid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, could have been touring with the New Kids, hanging tough.
Yeah, no, I had a lady friend in high school, and that was her thing. That was all about New Kids. That was it. New Kids.
I mean, they were good for what they were, you know. Like, I didn't necessarily care for them, but I get it, you know. If you're into that kind of music.
And pictures of Joey. Who's this Joey person? Oh, it's Joey. Oh, my God, Joey.
See, and I think that was the big thing. It was like Joey or Jordan, right? Jordan Knight and Joey McIntyre. What, I don't know. I forget that guy's name.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah.
And then, of course, Donnie Wahlberg was in it. The actor, the blue blood guy or whatever. He was in, and I don't remember the other guys. There was a couple other douchebags, but I don't think those guys amounted to anything. Because there was 5 of them. I'm pretty sure it was 5 or 4. Let's see. Yeah, no, there's 5. There's definitely 5 in there. So yeah. So anyway, for a quarter, I figured I might be able to flip that down the line for a couple of bucks.
Yeah. You're keeping it.
Maybe. I don't know. I might actually already have a copy. Who knows? I'll send you a dub.
Yeah, put it in the box with the DuckTales 2 for me.
Yeah. Oh shit! Oh yeah, Urban Cowboy. All right. Anyway, you want to move on and show something, or you want me to show my Blu-rays?
Yeah. Well, you can give me a second. Why not?
Go ahead.
Okay. This is hot off the presses. Hot off the presses. Tonight it was found, and my littlest found it for me. She's like, what's that? Do you see it? That. And I'm like, what? And there was a dude like kind of in front of this item. And she's like, loudly, I tell her afterwards, you got to play it cool.
Yeah.
You whisper
down.
Say,
right.
Hey. Burp, 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 burp. And then I finally spied it. It was kind of adjacent to this guy. And I just said to Chris Roberts it and excuse me, in front, and grabbed it as I walked across.
There you go. I see you're paying attention.
Yeah. So this thing, and it was funny because I just watched this movie. It was on TV last weekend, so I caught the back end of it. What is the movie I watched this past weekend, Chris Roberts?
Dune 2.
No. What Joe Dante movie did I watch this weekend?
I have no idea. What did you watch?
What Christmas Joe Dante film did I watch this past weekend?
I'm not even sure who Joe Dante is. It doesn't help me.
Dude, help this guy out. Come on. It had fluffy, fun little characters.
Okay. What, Elf? I don't know. What'd you watch?
This guy.
Oh, that is amazing. Is that old? Is that vintage?
Yeah, it's got 1984. It's an LJN line of toy. It's like a weird kind of blow film.
No, dude, that is awesome.
I thought it was like an Avon thing at first. I thought the head came off.
Yeah, I thought maybe the head came off and there had been perfume in there. That
was the bottle,
or,
you know.
It could have been bubble bath too.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
that's
you never
what
know. I just haven't really.
No, don't do that. LJN, that's a toy, dude. You're gonna break it. Don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, in there it's stamped 1984, Warner Brothers, LJN,
Dude,
and
that's a good find.
Yeah, I was gonna miss it, but she caught it, and she's never even seen the movie. But she knew it was a gremlin.
She knew it was a gremlin.
She kept saying, "There's a gremlin right there." I'm like, "What? There's a gremlin right there." I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. A gremlin. I'm like,
yeah.
So yeah, it needs a little bit of cleaning.
Oh, that's okay. What did they charge you for that thing?
There was no price sticker on it, so I had to go get a price sticker. Yeah.
Oh,
you $4.99.
You kayfabed one.
Yeah.
You stuck it off something else and you ripped them off.
No. Well, I talked to a manager and they said you should, it's $4.99 for sure, sir.
Okay.
That'd be $4.99.
Oh, that's a fair price. That's probably about a $20 item on a minimum.
Yeah, but it's gonna look cool on my table at the Barry Game Exchange.
You're really gonna sell that thing?
Oh, come on, help me get rid of some of this stuff.
That would get rid of one of those stupid phones back there and set it in that phone spot. That would look awesome.
God, you're the evil angel here.
Get rid of that damn black phone with the push buttons on it. Get rid of that damn thing and put the Mogwai right there. Yes, that would look great in the background. Yeah, but not that one. That one sucks. Get rid of that one.
No, that's a good one. It's black. Come on.
No, you need a red phone. Real gangsters got a red one.
Hey, straight up trade for the DuckTales.
Yeah.
One day only. You do it. One day only.
Yeah, 3, 1 day 2, only. Okay.
You're out.
So I'm out. Yeah. I'm really,
you couldn't decide.
Really broken up about that one. That sounds like a big deal.
I also have some hardware to show you.
Okay.
Now, I like watching the 4K media, and I always play it through my Xbox One, but I'm on the lookout for an actual 4K player. So this was actually at the thrift store. This LG Ultra HD.
Oh, it's an Ultra HD. Nice.
Yeah, player. So I can stop, wasting the drive of my Xbox One on movies and use this to
yeah, I need to get one of those. I've been noticing from other people's posts that those things are slowly making their way into the thrift stores. Some guy found like a really nice Sony one for $5.
Oh yeah, grab that.
Ultra. Sure. I was like, dude, I would have grabbed that in a heartbeat.
It's hard to find retailers just selling it new.
Well, they don't. They're all out of the store. Like you're not gonna. The only way you're gonna buy them is if you're buying a PlayStation or an Xbox.
Yeah. So I was happy to find that, and then I had to keep my eye open for a remote control. And one day, an LG remote control came into my being. I think this will work.
Probably. Well, fingers crossed.
And this is the most exciting piece of hardware I have to show you, because when I was a kid, man, I thought this was one of the coolest things. You see in the catalogs and you saw the commercials. Other than the little robots, I wanted the little robots more than anything from the Sears catalog, but this was next level to me. And that's a boom box with a freaking TV in it.
That's dope.
With a TV.
I mean, I have one, but I mean, that's really cool, dude.
You have a TV, yeah, but
I have a boom box with a TV in it.
No,
it's
you
in
don't.
The other room. I'll show it if you really want me to get up and get it. But that's really cool though, dude. Mine, I don't think mine's a double. No, mine's a double cassette too, but I don't think it has like the equalizer right next to it like that.
Yeah, the cassettes actually friggin' work, which is another.
That is actually, that's the thing that usually doesn't work.
I can't tune anything into the TV. All these pots are all scratchy, so I have to work on those. But I don't know. Nothing comes in. It does have an antenna.
See, mine has a port.
It does, but it's this. It's a headphone jack port.
Right, but you go from like that into RF RCA cables. They have one that goes one to out.
Yeah, I gotta get one of those.
Oh yeah, those things are cheap.
I did have a one that I thought would work, which was for like, remember your camcorders had this sort of video output. it'd be a headphone jack output, and then it would go to the RCA. So I was trying that, but there was sync issues. So I don't know if that really worked.
You know, there's another guy who showed me the thing where you get like an alligator clip, and you could clip it to the antenna, and then clip it to the tip of whatever you're trying to hook to it. Like those cables, like especially like a Nintendo. You know how like let's say you're using an RF cable, and he would stick it inside the RF, you know, like the coax end, and clip it in there, and then you would clip it on the antenna, and it would work. Like it came in like an RF signal, and it looked clear too. I was surprised. I was like, I tried it. I couldn't get it to work with the thing I tried it on, but it could have been. I only tried it on one TV. I kind of gave up quickly, but because I have it right over there too. I should do it again.
It seems like that the external antenna that's on it, you know, the FM antenna, doesn't do anything for the TV.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Not an no. I don't think so. It probably had maybe it came with an thing that probably plugged in the back, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably plugged into that hole.
Yeah, I need one of those adapters to see if it can really work.
I'd Google it.
There is
put it on YouTube and see if somebody done something with it.
There is, and someone with I think that exact same model, but they don't get into how they got the source in there. They just start
ask them. Yeah, ask them. You know, hey, message. Hey, buddy, I have the same thing. Help me out.
No. They're wanting that. They want that ego,
and you give in. Then they give you the information you want. It's a trade, Bill.
I'm the TV guy. I should know. So
well, you don't. Oh, so you should know. You're right, but you don't.
I should know this.
But
man, as a kid, I bought into all the. I'm like, yeah, you can take this to the beach and watch TV at the beach. How cool would that be? Who's gonna watch TV at the beach? Come on.
Well, you know, maybe not the boombox, but definitely the handheld ones were perfect for like if you went somewhere and you wanted to watch a sporting event, like you were stuck in I don't know church or somebody's wake or something. You'd pop it out and be like. Touchdown, you know,
right?
You have the little earpiece in, and
yeah. So that's it for my hardware stuff. That's adjacent to VHS.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
that's good, dude. That's a killer find. Well, I went on a Blu-ray streak because now the place I go to, they're either $1 or $2. It just depends on who tags them that day.
Jeez.
And I mean, I even got a steelbook and an ultra HD. I mean, this place is crazy. Sometimes I'll just buy them just because they're cheap. I'm just like, I don't. Why not? You know, what am I gonna do if I'm even remotely interested in the movie? Like, I'm not a huge fan of the more modern Planet of the Apes, but I mean, they had the whole damn set, and with the new movie coming out.
They got better and better as the series went along.
Yeah, I didn't care for this one as much. I did kind of like the ending. I like when he landed, but I mean that's not much of the movie. I mean, it really sucked.
No good.
This one was okay. It just has I think that's the one that has the stoner in it, right? What's his face? Yeah. That one dude. You know who. Yeah. So that one was okay. Now this one was actually an Canadian retro. Thanks for jumping in there. We got Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which this is a steelbook. It's kind of cool. I mean, I'm not a huge steelbook collector, but I don't know, man. I mean, it even has a damn receipt in it. Like this dude bought it. He bought it earlier this year. It's so weird. And he must have died. I don't know. Or he just hated it so much. He went and sold it to this. I don't know. It was at a thrift store. So $2. That one they actually charged me $2 for. And then the war. So I got the whole set. Now this new one that came out, right? I mean, it's in theaters now, I guess. So, so there's that. I got the Wolverine. That was for $1. I don't really remember liking the movie, to be honest. It kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I got the Blade Runner 2049. I haven't watched this yet, but that was a buck.
That was good, man.
I also got the Bullet. I didn't grab it. It's back there. Bullet.
The who?
The Bullet.
The Bullet.
Yeah, Bullet. It's Steve McQueen movie.
I don't know. He's talking about still books and he's talking bullets. I can't understand it.
Oh, steel. Sorry. Did I say still? You know, you're not one to really mess with accents, Bill. Let's be honest.
I speak with the king's tongue.
What is it all about?
I've never said that, nor has any Canadian that's west of
Newfoundland. Yeah, I got clips. Anyways, I got the Purge for a buck. So that was all right. Spider-Man 2, well, the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah. I don't know, for $1, but I have the other one. I don't know. It kind of completes the set, so it is what it is. Porky's. This I actually got for 50 cents. What do you think of that, Bill? It was half off when I went that day. 50
Look
cents.
at all the Canadian stuff you're picking up.
Oh, Porky's ain't Canadian. Get out of here.
Porky's is a full-on Canadian, as is Blade Runner 2049 with
get out of here. There ain't one Canadian actor in the whole movie. All right. Lincoln. I haven't watched this. Have you seen this?
I don't think I've seen it all the way.
I mean, it says a masterpiece on it, so what can I do? But I like Daniel Day-Lewis. He seems all right.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And now this gets me one Blu-ray closer. I just need one more to finish the set. I had to put this set together. So that Blumhouse or Scream Factory Scream Factory, they release these sets, right? They buy up these horror properties. They can only use them for so long, right? Somehow they keep renewing the Friday the 13th one though. But they're these beautiful big sets. Well, they did one for Halloween, but it expired almost immediately. What was so good about it is it even blended in the Rob Zombie movies, whether you like them or not. I mean, it was just the fact that it was all of them at the time. And obviously, it didn't have the latest three, but it had everything up through the Rob Zombie movies, all in one set, a nice box. And the only weird thing is part 6 was the producer's cut, which is the only way to get that. You can only get it the producer's cut. That's and for whatever reason they didn't put both cuts on the Blu-ray either, I don't think. But the only way to get this producer's cut is to get that Blu-ray, and that's actually the one that makes the set expensive. If you were to buy them loose, that one's like $75-$80. Well, I had found it in LA when I was waiting on Curtis one day, and I found it down there for like $12 or $13 or something. So they obviously didn't know. And so from that point, I've kind of pieced them all together. I'm only missing one now, but this one got me one closer, the H2O, which it's fine. You know, a lot of people like this one. I think it's all right. It's not bad. And I'm just missing the Resurrection, the one with Busta Rhymes. I mean, come on. Like you have like triples of that, right, Bill?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And then I got the Jaws 2. This was sitting there, so
4K Ultra Jaws 2.
Yeah.
Who even knew that was out on 4K?
Who knew? I did, because I found it. It's right here.
And it was already at a thrift store.
Yeah.
I tell you, 4Ks you cannot find at the thrift stores here.
People somebody died. I've actually found 2. I forgot what the other one is, but I also I did buy the They Live Steel book. Steel. The Steel book, right? I got the Steel book but it's back there. I'm not going to get it. You can maybe see it back there if you zoom in. It's probably, I don't know, right there. You see it?
Yeah.
It looks really cool, but I bought that at Best Buy, though. Yep. Blu-rays are great, man. You know, like obviously I'm into more of the collecting aspect of VHS, but, you know, if they're good movies and you kind of, you know, you want to watch, especially if it's modern, obviously there's no VHS copies to some movies, you know, but
I don't care, you know, what they want to say about the streamers. Even if they say it's a ultra HD stream, I think the Blu-ray on physical still outperforms what they are calling ultra on a stream. There's so much compression.
Yeah, because you know what? I watched and I put it to the test, Bill. I have Oppenheimer, and I watched that on the 4K Ultra, right? Watched it. It's a good movie, solid. You know, if you're into, you have to kind of be into like period, war dramas or whatever. If you're into that kind of stuff, it's good. Historical things. But then it's on Peacock, so I decided, let me see how good this looks. And they claimed that it was in the 4K, the Ultra, and all that. I don't think so. I mean, it looked good, but when you're comparing them, nah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think so. You're right on target with that, buddy.
I think,
what's wrong,
especially with those.
You're not having a heart attack over there, are you?
No, with those
Okay.
longer movies too. I think they're like, wow, it's a little too big of a file. Let's, cut it down a bit.
Yeah.
No one will notice.
And you know what? Probably most people don't.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're being honest, you're just watching the damn thing, especially if you're buying the service that has a bunch of crap on it already. What's the difference, right?
Yeah. Well, us physical lovers, last year, again, physical sales were down. Not a good sign for the industry. But people are also feeling screwed over by the streamers left, right, and center as well. So
I think it goes both ways, though. I think the sales are down because they're releasing less. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that okay, Oppenheimer for one thing, that's a hard Ultra 4K to find. Like go find it in the store and see if you can find it. Go to Walmart or Target or whoever still has it and see if you can find it. It's not easy. And you can catch it on Amazon or something, but it's not always in stock. So, I actually found it at Walmart, but I just happened to catch them on a re-up. They're not lasting. So I really just think it comes down to the quality of the movie. If it's crap, nobody's going to buy them. They don't care. If it's a good movie, I think those things will sell out. I think if they hone down what they're selling. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm for putting everything on physical media. But I did read somewhere that they've actually compressed a new disc or made a new disc that holds more information. Did you read that?
Yeah.
It's like double the amount or something, that they think it could be a rebirth of Blu-rays or whatever they want to call them.
Yeah. No, it was like times 1,000.
It was crazy. Yeah, there you go. I knew it was a lot. I don't know. I just knew that what I was reading was like, yeah, this could fit a lot of shit on it. So,
but they're not going to talk the regular consumer into buying a new piece of hardware to play that.
Well, no, but so then work it to use on the existing hardware if you can. Figure it out. Get the nerds in on it. Figure it out.
Yeah.
But if they do it like they're doing, it just depends. Honestly, it really comes down to these video game systems. Once they eliminate the drives, I think that's really going to kill a lot of it, because a lot of people use them because of the, you got a PlayStation, you got an Xbox. It comes with it. I've only bought one standalone DVD player, and that was because I caught it on sale before I got a PlayStation 2. And as soon as I got the PlayStation 2, I rarely use that DVD player anymore. Like, I don't know why. Just the PlayStation was just more convenient.
Yeah, well, that's you as a PlayStation guy. It took me so long to get into PlayStation 3 that I had Blu-ray players and multiple ones.
Yeah, and see, that was the same thing. This girl I was dating was going to buy me a Blu-ray player, and I told her, how about you just buy me a PS3? She's like, oh, you'd want one of those? And I was like, yeah, I would.
Jesus.
I could play video games too. It's like, why don't you grab me a GTA 4 while you're at it?
I just want to hang out with you in real life just to catch some of your shrapnel.
Come on by, dude. We'll
Come on by.
We'll go have some drinks. I'll get you laid, Bill.
I think you would steal them all.
No, I couldn't do that. No.
He'd have 3 of them in his bed, and then he'd say to me the next day, "What happened to you? Why couldn't you land any of these?"
Yeah, what happened, Bill?
Yeah, come on.
All right, you going to show something, or are we getting to the wrestling?
Oh, there is no wrestling on this show. Hate to tell you.
You wait to see what's coming your way.
No.
Oh my God, I have some of the best tapes.
No.
Yeah, you think I'm joking, but I mean, this stuff is
Okay.
gold.
Before one more thing before I get to actual VHS, you know, I've been kind of collecting these mass market trade paperbacks of like movies and things because they're kind of fun
Yeah.
when I see them now. I found this one. I don't know this movie, but you know I love my Charles Bronson. Have you seen this movie? Telephone
No,
with
I
Charles
have not.
Bronson. And this is a trade paperback.
That
Here,
is
look at the
actually kind of
movie.
cool, though.
Look at that
Now,
cover, man.
have you read any of them?
No. Come on.
Well, I don't know. You seem like with that ponytail over there. It seems like you would read.
And you love these because in the middle they got the set photographs of all the cool stuff that happened in the movie. But yeah, little Charles Bronson action there. Telephone. You got to look for that movie. Has anyone seen that movie?
Nobody has.
Okay.
You know, I did. Speaking of Bronson, I just read this. Well, it was a post, right? They put this picture up of Charles Bronson and a young Kurt Russell. I guess they were on a movie. They were in some cowboy movie together, and Kurt Russell's a little kid.
Yes.
And they said that it coincided with Charles Bronson's. I call him Chuck, but his birthday.
Right.
So he gave him a present, and Bronson took it and walked away like he looked like he was bothered by it. But then later on, he had some production assistant or whatever bring Kurt Russell into his dressing room, which sounds really creepy when you're reading it, but it wasn't. It was actually pretty sweet. But he tells them that he grew up poor, that he grew up, I guess, maybe 14 siblings or something like that. They were very poor. They never celebrated birthdays or Christmas. He had never received a birthday present in his entire life. And that he was so touched by it, he was overwhelmed with emotion. So he didn't want to say nothing. He had to walk away because he was probably going to start crying. And I guess from that moment on, like he would buy Kurt Russell presents on his birthday, I guess, maybe up until today. I don't know if Charles is still alive, but apparently like he bought him a skateboard or a bike or something, his birthday. Yep. It was pretty cool. I just thought, wow, that's a nice story. So you must have read the same post then, huh?
No, I watched it.
Oh, you watched it. Oh,
he told that story on Kimmel. The story continues that they got matching skateboards. Charles Bronson and Kurt Russell.
Is there any video of Charles on a skateboard?
And Kurt Russell was around the lot skateboarding, and some dumpity-dump security guard told him, no skateboarding on the lot. Well, you mean here, or should I go over there? No, nowhere on the lot. And so time went along, and Charles Bronson never saw Kurt on the skateboard anymore. So he finally said, hey, why aren't you on your skateboard? And
that's your Bronson?
That's my Bronson. I just want to sell my melons. And so he told him, no, we're not allowed to skate here. So Charles Bronson, you come with me. And they waltzed right up to the president's office, walked right past the secretary and inside, and said, listen, we're skateboarding on this lot, and there's nothing you can do about it. This is how it's going to be. And he turned around and walked out, and they were able to skate.
That's awesome, dude. I it would only topped it off if he shot the security guard. That would have been great. Apparently, according to Canadian Retro, he died in 2003. That's a drag. I figured he was probably not alive, but man, it sucks. That's a long time ago. Yeah, dude. It was like Schwarzenegger, Stallone, and Bronson, and then the Fringe, the other guy. But those action movies, man, were something I watched all the time as a kid. Little Van Damme, I guess, a few others, but man, those Death Wish movies, dude, I couldn't get enough of those things.
Well, Bronson was if you saw him in The Great Escape, he was cut like mad, like he's completely muscular.
Yeah,
but in all these later movies,
the old man Bronson.
He's just a normal dude, but tough as nails.
I'm gonna tell you right now, dude, there is not a better, I don't want to say cheesy, but it definitely. There's something about Death Wish 3, right? I mean, I don't know, dude. It's got everything you want. It's got racial stereotypes, of an 80s movie. You know what I mean? It's so bad. It's great. he orders a gun in the mail. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like,
a lot of guns in the
like
mail.
it's crazy, dude. It's like it is like you know, I mean, a multiracial gang. Like, come on, dude. Like that never existed, but it did in the 80s movies. You know what I mean? It was great. But yeah, that was such a great movie.
Yeah.
I see you drug a box. Oh, hey, since we're on the subject, have you ever seen this movie, Bill?
I don't think so.
Look at that.
Yeah, looks pretty rad.
I'm telling you, man, Karate Cop. Are you kidding me? I mean, isn't that how you want your cops? With shirtless?
Yeah.
You know, ain't no uniform at all. But yeah, apparently it's a 90-minute movie, so I'll probably pop this in and check it out. He's seeking revenge. I mean, imagine that. An action movie where somebody's seeking revenge.
I don't got that one.
It's a fantastic adventure you won't want to miss. It's rated R.
I did get a Chuck Norris movie that was on my list for a while, and shockingly, I didn't have it, even though I had the sequels. Yeah, can you guess what that was?
Missing in Action?
Boom.
Uh-huh.
Look at that cover.
That's a great cover.
There's so much action going on in that cover.
Yeah, I mean, some of us have like the legit one, the big box, but you know, that's good too. I like it when he slams that dude is doing cocaine or whatever, and that guy just slams his head on the straw or whatever, and it pierces his brain. It's amazing. Is that in part 1 or 2?
I don't. You mean part two?
No. That is no. That's awesome. No, actually, I think it's something USA. What's the name of that other one that he's in? Damn it, I got it up there. I can't see it though. Oh, Invasion USA. That's the one. Yeah, that's got some great scenes in it, dude. That's another one that's right up there with Missing in Action 3. Or not Missing in Action 3. I mean, Death Wish 3. That's good though. That's a great box. I'm proud of you on that one. You got a real one.
Good.
Yeah, that's
Finally.
good. That's
Finally
good.
Succeeded here.
Oh yeah, you did good.
And another tough guy you mentioned, Sylvester Stallone.
That's good. You got the standalone print. I like that.
Right. Chris Roberts
little,
likes this stuff.
Oh yeah, you got the little triangle there, little banner.
I listen to him. Yeah, and I don't get sets, only standalones. So.
Yeah, I like that. I do like the sets too for display purposes because sometimes they have like art that connects together, like The Sopranos.
Yeah,
but that one's a good one though, dude.
And I found this.
Oh,
now
that's your first copy.
Yeah, I already have this.
Yeah.
Why do you think I got this?
Well, you're gonna sell it. No, it's sealed. I don't know. What is it? Oh. Hold up. Don't say nothing. I already know. I already know. It's a screener.
No.
Compliments of Diet Coke. Oh, well, yeah. That's really cool. Flip that around.
Isn't that weird?
Let's see the back of it.
I don't think the back's any different.
Dude, you look that up?
Yeah. It's worth $1 billion.
It ain't like my my Diet Pepsi Top Gun.
No,
that thing's legit.
But the inside label does have the compliments of Diet Coke as well.
That is actually pretty cool. Damn it.
I almost missed it, but I saw that thing on the bottom. What is that? Dude. And on the spine, you get the compliments as well. In there.
I'm looking it up right now. Let's see if we can find something on eBay. Uh-oh. Oh, that's sealed. Oh, you almost shit your pants. Okay, let's see. Let's see if one actually sold. Well, I mean, it definitely goes for more than the standard. I'm seeing a couple of 15s, couple of, less. If it was new, you could get more money, but here's a $17.50 plus shipping. That's not too bad. I think that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, like
that. I would sit that right next to my Top Gun, my Diet Pepsi Top Gun. That'd be good.
Again, DuckTales 2. I'll put it part of the trade. Sweetener.
Yeah, sweetener. I mean, this is I got some big offers on the table, Bill.
But like, people had to go so many extra steps to get this. You know, you had to peel the
Yeah.
thing off the shelf. You had to get the
Mail it
address.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
write it all. And it what? 12 weeks? 12 weeks wait maybe to get it?
Maybe. You just kind of forget about it.
Okay, couple more and I'll throw it back to you.
Yeah, go for it.
I had one of these already, but both of them were in the store and I couldn't remember which one I had. So I grabbed them both. And God damn it, you can't beat the covers on the Flint movies.
So I haven't watched those in a long time, but that's basically like a knockoff of James Bond, right?
Yeah, they go full camp like
Right.
Austin Powers, but
Right.
they're like fully in it as a full campy, yet there is action and they try to make a real movie out of it.
Right.
With James Coburn.
Yeah. Is he Canadian?
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, of course not. They ain't gonna let a Canadian do a movie like that. Get out of here.
Yeah, so they both have James Coburn and Lee J. Cobb in it. But they're good. If you haven't seen a Flint movie, check them out. They're kind of fun, especially if you like James Bond stuff and want to see a different take on it. There you go.
That's it.
Well, that's for now.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Don't want to get too carried away here.
So you ready for some real tapes?
Feature films. Feature films with story and cinematographers and stuff like that.
Okay, well, I will give you something that features somebody who was in a featured film. Okay, so here we got this is a rare tape, Bill. You can't find this anywhere. This is Capital Combat 1990.
Oh, I can't make your window big anymore.
Well, it's okay. People can see it. And the crazy thing is so this is like at the time, you had your WWF, right? And then there was they weren't WCW yet, but it was the thing that became WCW. At the time, it was just called the NWA, but it was Crockett. And so yeah, there was a special appearance by RoboCop.
Oh, what?
The RoboCop comes out and saves Sting. He breaks him out of this cage. They didn't want to spoil it and put it on the cover, or maybe they couldn't afford it. But yeah, there's no actual image of RoboCop on this tape, but on the sleeve. But yeah, RoboCop comes to the ring, rips open the cage with his bare hands, and frees Sting to fight the dastardly villains, the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if that doesn't prove that wrestling is real, okay, nothing will. You know what I mean? Yeah, that proves it right there.
Are you saying it was Peter Weller too?
No, it really wasn't Peter Weller, but you couldn't tell the difference. You really couldn't. But it was though the legitimate costume though.
So that would have been the right time as the TV show.
No, it was the sequel. Part 2 was coming out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were filming part 2 and they were using them to promote part 2 of RoboCop. But it is the legitimate costume though. I mean it's legit. Like when he comes out, it doesn't look like, Wish List, Wish Company, RoboCop, you know what I mean? Like it was legit, dude.
Yeah, except he was making the stomp sounds with his mouth as he was walking.
But you can hear it, dude. Like it's crazy the production they put in. You can hear the rink, 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 like that little noise that RoboCop would make.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I mean it, it was really stupid. I remember as a kid, like that's not good. Because like at the time, I was still kind of a believer. I mean, I was on the fence, right? Like at that age of my life, I already had enough adults tell me that it was fake. So then I started really paying attention because I was trying to prove them wrong. And then I'd start seeing stuff like a punch that didn't land, or I don't know, somebody told me, and it really stuck with me. It's like, man, if he punched him in the face that hard, he would have a black eye. And I saw a person really get in a real fight and they had a black eye. And I thought, and then you watch boxing, their faces are always fat and bloated and all black eyed. And wasn't very many black guys in wrestling, you know what I mean? But they would still hurt each other from time to time. And that would drag me back in. I'd be like, well, look at him. He's bleeding. His whole face is busted up. And then one time I caught Hulk Hogan blading himself, and you can actually see the razor blade.
Oh.
You know, he had hit his head on the cage, and he was down on the mat, and he put, like, a lot of guys would carry the blade in their mouth. It's like taped up. They'd take a piece of a razor blade and they'd break it, and then they would tape it, and they'd stick it in their mouth. Well, Hogan had it under his tape. He always taped his wrist, and he had it there, so you could see him pull it out, and he's cutting his head, and then he's trying to stick it back in, and it wouldn't go back in, so he threw it on the ground, and they caught it all on camera. It was on a Saturday Night's Main Event. McMahon was pissed, too, from what I heard.
Oh.
But, and as a kid, I was like, I don't know what to say, man. Like, it kind of looked like he did it to himself. Anyway, so I got the best of Halloween Havoc. Now, what's cool with these compilation tapes is they have the little thing where they all kind of connect, and I have some of the other ones, so I kind of like that. But and one of them, you know, I use to stick in I get the Goldberg, and I change out the head right there for the Freddy Krueger, and it fits in there, and it kind of looks funny because it looks like Goldberg. Right. It's got the Freddy Krueger hands. But it was a very popular reel, though. Okay, Bill. Now this is a big one here. This is the day that Hulk Hogan turned bad guy. Okay, this was the Bash of the Beach. Hulk Hogan turned on his partners and formed the NWO. This is a big day. This is a big day in history. This probably really made wrestling popular in Canada, where you had to show it a lot, Bill. Now,
that NWO stuff.
Yeah. Now, you know about Goldberg, right? You know who Bill Goldberg is.
Yes, he would do the stupid thing with the beer cans and...
No, that was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, okay.
Goldberg was kind of a Stone Cold ripoff, but he was WCW's thing. But he had a long, like, a win streak. We called it a streak. So he was like 175-0 or something. But this was when they broke the streak. So this guy, Kevin Nash, and you better be careful because he'll make you pregnant just looking at him.
Yeah.
But his buddy came out and zapped him with a stun gun, and it was totally legit too. Like, I mean, the sound effects were perfect. You know what I mean? And he broke the streak and he won the belt. So that was a big tape. And then here, of course, you know, after you stun somebody with the stun gun, you got to face him in the very next pay-per-view. So that's Razor Ramon, but he was going by his real name, Scott Hall there. And look at Goldberg. Look at that. Doesn't that scare you the way he's holding his mouth? Like, what's going on there, Bill? Look at that.
What was his deal? Like, what was his hook?
He was said,
the other guy did the beer cans.
No, Stone Cold had personality, and he was an ass kicker. Bill Goldberg had no personality. He was, bootleg Stone Cold. But anyway, now this will make you happy. Now you should be happy about this one. Here's a rare tape, Bill. But this was filmed in Canada. Actually, it was filmed in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Now, why he has so many names? I guess that's like what, Fresno, California, United States, isn't that? That's what it is, right?
Yeah,
that's what you're saying right there. So Calgary is the city. Alberta is a state. No,
a state.
Is it a state, or you call it a province? What do you call it?
A province.
What is it?
I love it. Keep going.
No, what is it? Territory? What do you call it, Bill?
A starbase.
Is that okay? Well, anyways, here's your hero, the Hart Foundation there. This is all the Canadians, and they were fighting these guys. Oh. So yeah. Yeah, this was filmed in your territory, dude. It also had The Undertaker. This is a hard to find tape, dude. This tape right here, probably about $100 tape.
God,
but
what?
Yeah, they're very rare, dude. But I swindled the guy. I got it real cheap. Curtis knows. He's seen the proof. Curtis not tuning in, or if he is, he has to stay quiet because his baby's sleeping. But and here's another one. This is also rare from the same year. You got your King of the Ring. You're just gonna act disinterested the whole time, Bill? Is that what's happening?
No.
You can pretend like you. I was listening to your Charles Bronson.
More Goldberg. I hope he doesn't have a
No,
shirt on.
this is
Yeah.
WWF. No, this is Stone Cold. This is the guy Goldberg was
I
trying to
can't
rip
tell the
off.
difference.
Oh, bullshit. Get out
That
of here.
they're the same guy.
How are they? They don't look nothing alike. What are you talking about?
Really?
Why? Because they're both bald, you bigot?
Well, one head is pointier than the other, I guess.
Dude. Man. Listen to you, dude. I thought you had those Canadian manners. What's going on? All right. Survivor Series, another rare tape from '96. Well, how much you think this one goes for, Bill?
$2.
See, I want to go to your yard sale. I'd be swindling you. This is another $100 tape, Bill.
If someone's paying $100 for that, they need
they're
to have
rare,
their children
dude.
taken away.
You cannot find these things. They're rare. Very limited prints. Brace yourself, because here's another rare one. Buried Alive. How do you say buried? Buried?
No, buried.
No, you don't say it that way. Be honest.
Yes,
act like it's just Canadians only here. You say buried. You say
no
buried,
one has ever said buried.
The people who do say that, you know, the nerd AVGN says buried. It drives me nuts every time he says it. I figured it's a Canadian thing, but look. So here's something kind of funny. All right, so you know what a pay-per-view is, right?
Sure.
Okay. Well, the pay-per-view had a name. It was called In Your House. So you had like your WrestleMania, you had your Survivor Series, you had your SummerSlam, your Royal Rumble, but all the ones in between, they were labeled In Your House, but they would have a subtitle. So this one was In Your House, but the subtitle was Buried Alive. So that way you could distinguish the different In Your Houses, right? So that one down there was a In Your House, but it was Canadian Stampede. But then for the tape, they have to give it a third name. So this is Slamathon 1996, Buried Alive, In Your House. Like, come on, man.
Well, how did this Colossal Video or whatever get the wrestling license from McMahon for that?
Okay, it wasn't Colossal. It's Coliseum. And it was the WWF's company. That's how. They were producing their own tapes. Yeah. All right.
So jokers were paying for pay-per-views and then buying the tapes too? Like,
well, I think probably. Well, you got to understand, like, how's that any different than going to a movie and then buying the movie later?
Well, because the pay-per-view was probably $70.
No, not then. The pay-per-views were probably $29.99, $39.99 at the time. I mean, they progressively got higher, but originally. But a lot of people, probably for the pay-per-view, that people would pitch in, just like they do now. Like, you go to people's houses on a UFC fight, it's like 10 people throwing in $5 or something. Well, not 10 people, but you know what I mean.
Do they? I don't know.
Yeah, well, do you have friends? Do you do things?
No, absolutely not.
All right.
Give me a break.
Well, here's the last tape. I'll go ahead and let you off the hook here because I know how much you're hating this. But this is the birth of Stone Cold Steve Austin right here. All right. King of the Ring, 1996. It has another lame Canadian in the picture here, even though he's British, but his wife, that's I don't know, Martha Hart or whatever. That's Bret Hart's sister. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, so what makes this really good though, Bill, is let's see. He used to watch him on a gigantic stand in the backyard. You can, yeah, that's true. You could. Back then, they didn't. If you had one of those big, like $10,000 satellite dishes, you could see all the pay-per-views for free. But then they
if
shut
they weren't
that
scrambled.
down. Well, a lot of them, that was the draw, though. You could keep changing the channel. Eventually, you would find the right feed.
And then a normal person would dial in HBO or something, not waste their time with wrestling.
All right. I mean, sorry, dude. I'm
right.
sorry these aren't curling
or
tapes.
The Playboy channel. Let me tell
or
you.
curling or whatever. Yeah, right. Or hockey. I mean, that's so, you know, who doesn't want to watch another 2-1 fucking thriller?
Yeah, there was one last night, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Montreal beat Colorado.
Yeah, what was the score?
2-1.
Yeah, that's great.
It was exciting. It was crazy.
So 2.5 hours of your life and three goals were scored.
Very exciting.
Oh yeah, it's
Very
thrilling.
exciting.
You
Yeah.
watch soccer too?
If you like scoring so much, why aren't you a big fan of the CFL then? Because
The CFL's trash.
it is
They got
that
like scrap players, dude.
You
If
know
they
what they
were real
do?
players, they'd be in the NFL.
They're like, we're only going to have 3 downs. That way the action is non-stop action. And we'll have a giant field and we'll have a giant end zone. And we're going to score like crazy and the fans are going to love it.
Yeah, we have that too. It's called
4
arena
downs?
Football.
Is that like for kindergartens? Is that, what the kindergarten?
You realize we invented the sport though, and you guys are trying to bastardize it.
I don't know. The
That,
CFL's been around for I think 226 years. I think
really
was the last Grey Cup.
It predated leather.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, sure, that sounds legit. Sorry. All right, well, you can put yourself in the big screen there. Go ahead.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
I'm ready for more wrestling stories.
Dude, I just showed like $400 worth of tapes. What do you got?
Oh, where'd you get them from?
Dude, these deals or dills, like you like to hear, deals, they just keep falling in my lap, dude. Everything I got was like so far reduced to what they actually go for. Curtis appreciates this. I could show you the text messages where he tells me how excited he is when he sees these tapes. And you think I'm joking, but
he's sleep deprived. He doesn't even know where he is.
Oh no, look at this. Let me show you what he said here. Hold on. Well, we talk a lot, so sorry, it's gonna take a minute.
Yeah.
We exchange a lot of messages. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? All right. It's in here somewhere. He's in shape. Something. Go ahead. Start showing your stuff, and I'll break out the big.
Oh,
big
no.
It's just so many, dude. You got my. Oh, you want the attention you gave me? Go for it. I'll go ahead.
I gave you strict attention.
I
have some tapes that my friend Curtis would appreciate too, because he likes to collect the cartoon stuff, right?
He does.
And I know this would definitely be up his alley here. This
you did it wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually gave him that.
I can't,
because that's what real friends do.
Mask of the Phantasm. And that's got the big names in it. It's got the Mark Hamill and Kevin Connery.
Listen, I'm not gonna sit by while you try to promote this British rugby propaganda. Sorry, dude. They don't even throw the ball there. They're all like stealing it from each other and falling on the ground. I've watched rugby. It sucks.
Rugby's tough. Rugby's pretty tough.
Oh, people getting their ass kicked, but I mean, come on. It's not really much of a sport when all you're doing is fist fighting the whole game.
And then Curtis sent me a note about how great this pickup was too. I just can't find it right now on my phone, but it's pretty big.
Pick up a book on sarcasm, dude. Like, I'm not even being serious. Is this guy for real or what? This is your buddy? I guess he's never tuned in before.
He is giving you the sarcasm back. That's all.
I don't know. It doesn't feel
How
that
about
way.
some 90s Spider-Man?
Yeah, that was good. That was a pretty good little run for that time.
It was. It was really good. It went all over the place too with the Madam Web stuff and the clones and
I put it a little bit under the X-Men cartoon, but I mean it was it was close. I felt like the X-Men was just a notch better, but I mean I did enjoy it though. On the rewatch though, have you rewatched the whole series recently? Let's say the last few years.
Of this?
Yes.
No.
Spider-Man.
No.
Okay, so we're talking 90s Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Disney, and I rewatched it. I will say, and yes, you got to look at it through a child's lens, and I get that. But there's a whole lot of like recapping every episode, and a lot of exposition, like, hey, I was doing this and this and this happened, and I can't believe this is happening, and and it's like, it's like, yeah, dude. Okay, Peter, can we get to the fist fighting and see the bad guy or what?
Well,
Like,
see, if I recall, the story is with this show, and you saw it recently, so confirm for me. They were not allowed to show like fists hitting people. They had to work
well,
around that.
yeah, there was some, I don't know, but X-Men were doing it. I don't know. It's
Were they
strange.
though? Full on? Because
I
definitely not
mean,
in Spy. He had to use webs, and the webs would hit them like a
yeah,
punch.
he was throwing them around. I'm trying
Throwing
to
them
think,
around.
like, what? I don't know if Wolverine wasn't punching people, what was he doing? He definitely wasn't stabbing them.
He was cutting their cars up, and
Yeah, he definitely cut the cars up. Well, I would like to talk about X-Men 97, but go ahead. Let's go through. Have you haven't watched it yet, I assume.
well, let me just finish this off for you because I think you'll like the cassette tape here. Look
I
at this.
love the tape,
Look
dude.
at
Those
that
are
color
great.
on there.
Yeah, that's really good. It's got that two-tone action going on.
Two-tone. Yeah. Yeah, even us Canadians got the two tones. Okay, so recently on Disney, they finally put out the follow-up to the 90s X-Men cartoon. I haven't got to watch it yet. I've been waiting for a nice opportunity to sit down and enjoy it. But yeah, you want to bring it up without spoiling it.
Yeah, I won't spoil it, but let me just say, okay, I've heard a little bit of hate, and I'm gonna say whoever's saying that is they're completely wrong. As some people were knocking the animation, I
Really?
think that's I heard that, and I don't see it, dude. That animation looks great. The episode I just watched was the one that just dropped today. I don't want to be prisoner of the moment, but it really feels like one of the best X-Men episodes I've ever seen. Like, it was great. It had a horror vibe to it. It revolved around a particular bad guy, and it oh man, it was just so good. I was so disappointed when it was done. I could have watched that for 3 hours. That was great. And even the first two episodes were really solid too. There was a little bit of, you got to get a little bit of that, hey, this is what's going on, this is happening kind of thing, like catching up and all that. But it got through that really quickly, I thought. And I don't know. I know some
So
people
it does catch you up on what happened
a little
effectively?
bit, and it kind of well, it doesn't start you with a recap if that's what you want. If you want a recap, there are plenty videos on YouTube that gives you an overview of the series in 30 minutes.
Well, I saw Disney did offer like a 3-minute recap, which I did watch that. And I'm like, they
Yeah,
packed
but
a lot
there's
into
a
3
more
minutes.
thorough one. I could send you a couple links to some good channels that I would recommend that do like a breakdown of each episode, but they're really quick and they're like 30-minute videos. And I'd say that, unless you really want to go, I wouldn't wait to watch this though. I don't think you need to.
Okay.
All you need to know is in the end of the series, which wasn't supposed to be the end, but in I'm assuming 96, that's why this is 97, the season 5 of the X-Men, it was their worst season because they had switched to a cheaper animator and it looked
As
like
they do.
crap.
Yeah.
It looked like crap, and I thought the storylines were fine, but they weren't as tight as the other seasons. And you could even see some of the episodes were kind of thrown in out of order. Like, they just didn't seem like there was like this big flow to the season like in previous seasons. And it did end like on a cliffhanger. Like, is Professor X dying? Is he gonna live? And they sent them off with the Shi'ar Empire, right? That Lalandra, that chick that he was communicating with in space. They kind of tied into the Phoenix story. I don't know how much you remember about it, but he had like this emotional affair with this chick in outer space. And anyway, she
I don't
came.
remember that at all.
Oh yeah. He had fell in love with Professor X being the he. Fell in love with this chick. They were communicating. I guess she has psychic powers too or something. Anyway, somehow they were connecting with each other. And the last episode, he got jacked up. He had to catch a ship off the planet, and you didn't know if he was dying or living, right? And they were going to pick up on it in the next season, but it got canceled, which, frankly, I don't blame them considering what they put into that last season. I could see why Fox was cool with it, but what they have picked up on, I feel like it's like a soft reboot. Like, it's definitely acknowledging the things from the past, but it's not dwelling on it either. You know what I mean? Like all the characters are there. They a couple of things have changed a little bit, but nothing substantial. Like they're staying true to the source material, and they've tightened up the unit. You got the guys, and they still acknowledge the fact that Professor X is gone. They don't know if they kind of call him dead, but they're having him in the intro, so he's obviously not dead. He's coming back at some point. But I don't know, man. Each episode feels really tight and really good and thorough. And one of the cool things they're doing is, and this is, I would call this a spoiler, but it's something you could have saw in one of the trailers. They're doing this thing where like they're combining their powers and stuff. They're using their powers in unique ways. Like, for instance, like you can see this thing where Gambit's running and like Wolverine's on his back and he sticks his claws out and Wolverine like reaches or like Gambit touches his claws to like charge him up.
Oh yeah.
So then he jumps off and his claws are charged. In this current episode, the one I watched today, the guy who does all the time traveling, Bishop, right? He absorbs energy and can shoot it out. So they're having this big melee. I won't say against who and what context, but they're having like a big fight. And he says, hey, Cyclops, hit me. So Cyclops blasts him with his energy ray so he can charge up. And then he just starts going ape shit, starts shooting everything. So it's really cool. They do it a couple other times with some other things too. But so you get the gist of what I'm talking about. It's just neat that they're using their powers differently. And I don't know, man. It's really good. Today's episode was amazing. Like I'm looking forward to hearing your take on it. But if you get to it, you let me know.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is much better than that other crap you've been watching lately. Whatever it is.
Well,
were you watching The Bad Batch or what have you been watching lately?
Yeah.
Yeah. How you feeling about it?
It's fine.
Okay. Well, this is more than fine. So this is what I'm trying to say. This is great.
I mean, yeah. Well, this isn't the show for that, but it's fine.
All right.
It's
so
fine.
You're having some issues with some of the stuff.
No, well, any of these shows where they gotta like protect the little kid, it seems like lazy writing to me. You know, just put the kid in danger and you have some excitement.
He might not like X-Men. I don't
Actually
get the vibe that he likes the X-Men.
If I could reach them, I have the X-Men
those
on DVD, which is a difficult thing to find. I have all 5 seasons.
Some of us have the whole set, but
that's what I'm saying. All 5 seasons.
Okay, well that's
and
good.
Over there. It was difficult to find, but I do have that. I don't even think Josh has that.
No.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Nope. And I've never seen you show it either, by the way. So
they're back there. I can get them for you if you want to see them. Some of us has Voyagers and the Dungeons and Dragons set too. What about that?
Don't.
Do you have the Dungeons and Dragons set?
That's not fair. Talk about my Voyagers like that.
Yeah, you don't have it.
No, of course not. It doesn't exist.
It's rare. Some of us bought it when it came out. They saw the ad in Best Buy, like, hey, this is coming out. And then they went to the store and purchased it.
You didn't do that.
That's exactly what I did. That's
you didn't know what Voyagers was until I told you about it.
Oh,
I said you should have seen this show where they went back in time and they had the thing and they went and they found the sky. That was I loved that as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
Mm-hmm. Josh has the slip covers. Okay, I don't have slip covers.
But of course you don't.
Do you have the slip covers?
I do have the slip covers because I bought mine at the store when it came out.
We don't know what he's saying. I'm just admitting I tell truths, whereas, you know,
really?
You're going to knock everything over. Don't.
Here, I will knock everything over just to prove the point. It will knock stuff over. Too.
We don't need another injury on camera on one of these live shows. At least we get a nice tour of the room here. God, I love that TV.
They're all down there. Oh, yeah. Well, anyways, I'm not going to reach down there, but what happened to you? You're off the screen? Oh, you were trying to show stuff? Yeah, you can show stuff. I don't care. Now you get to see the mess. This is the pile of shame over here. You get the, some of us actually play our video games, Bill. So I I'm really close to beating this. Like I would have beat it if I didn't have to do this podcast, but I was so close. I'm like, I gotta turn it off.
Yeah,
I figured it out.
If you
I
use
figured it out.
glitches and stuff, you can beat stuff.
No, that wasn't a
No big deal.
glitch. You just there's a way to do it. Some of us understand games, and some of us are like you, and they cry that they're hard.
Why is this getting so hostile? I don't
It's not. I don't know. I think Canadian Retro fired me up, but
all the Canadians in the chat like got us going.
I guess so. That's all right.
Once more VHS before.
Yeah, you have more tapes. I thought you were done. Let's go.
Are you kidding me? I actually collect VHS.
Have you even showed any VHS?
Well, get ready to be blown away.
Okay, let's go.
I got this because it was like nothing. Not a fan at all of this series or these movies. If that might surprise you, the Never-Ending Story movies.
Yeah, the first one was good. I didn't watch any beyond that, though. I think I tried to watch part 2. I didn't even know there was a part 3.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That
might
feels
be a
rare.
Tape. I don't know.
That feels rare because I don't think I've ever seen that.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, I've never seen it. What year did that come out? It's got to be a 90s thing, huh?
I didn't bring my glasses with me down here.
That's okay. I would try to call you out.
Yeah,
Sorry about that. I didn't even think about your blindness. Sorry about that, Bill.
Look at the songs there's some good tunes on there. Roxette, Meatloaf, Seal.
Yeah. I mean, those are bangers.
I didn't know they were I didn't realize they were trying to sell it by their music there. Anyways, I think I saw the first one way too late in life, and it just looked so stupid to me. And I hated the song, I hated the kid, and
I feel like you're getting exposed.
What are you talking about?
Well, he says you collect VHS, you don't watch them. They don't conform to your 4K 5.1 surround sound minimum standards.
Sometimes I have tape decks here hooked up, and upstairs I have VHS hooked up.
How often do you go down to that basement, Bill?
Well, I'll watch in the living room upstairs on a comfortable couch too. Like I said, I have a box of tapes.
You watch your VHS on your 4K television?
Yeah.
So you don't get bugged by the big black bars on the side, then, huh?
No.
You're good with that.
No,
because a real appreciator of film can watch it on any television.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
I came up in this age where I shopped for letterbox movies on VHS and dealt with the black bars of the widescreen and loved it.
Yeah,
because I got widescreen.
I will say some of those DVDs are hard to watch now. The ones that they're like a black box around it.
That's
like,
a postage stamp. That's called postage
those
stamp.
Are horrible. Like
yeah, really bad.
I've been noticing that on some. I'm like, okay, I got to upgrade to a Blu-ray on that one. I don't need this in my collection. I get those out. Like the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. One day I was like, oh, I'm in the mood to watch it. Like I was like, you know what? I got the DVD. I'll just pop that on and watch it on the big screen. And I was like, oh no, I got to take that out real quick. I ejected it and I just popped in the VHS and watched it on a Sony, and it was great. But I did get the Blu-ray though. It is good. It's really nice. That's such a great movie, right? I mean,
oh yeah, the Sutherland one.
Yeah, that's the only one. I mean, the 50s one is fine for what it is, but it's not my speed. The Sutherland one's good. The 80s one is okay. It's not bad. Where they're on the military base. It's just called Body Snatchers. And then yeah, it's not bad. And then there's also one with what's her face?
Nicole Kidman,
just called Invasion, which wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It really did. It did pussy out at the end though. Like it had like the fairy tale ending where everything was fine at the end. That's what I love about the Sutherland one, because as a kid, in my mind, everything always had a good ending. Like everything was always wrapped up and the heroes won and everybody went home to their families or whatever. And that one, it was it. It was the demise of that was it. The human race was done.
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah.
All your heroes in the movie were done for.
They were all done except for the chick screaming at the end, but they got her.
Yeah.
She's freaking out. I mean, she immediately got swarmed.
Okay, so on to some more movies about kids. I flashed it for a second there.
The Blue Lagoon. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about that movie?
I think you should do your hair like that.
I would kill to have curly short hair.
Curly short hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can give it a shot.
Yeah.
Go the
So
salon.
Brooke Shields, what was she? Like
She's
16
hot.
or something? when she
Yeah,
did
probably
that?
too young for that movie, to be
Very,
honest. But
very.
yeah, I think don't they show nudity?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of lean towards what the Canadian Retro's saying on that one. That one does feel a little child pornish.
Yep. Definitely. I love the font here though.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That looks good.
And you're always talking about your horror movies, so I like
Yeah,
to.
let's
I
see. Did
like
you
to
get a
keep
real
up with
one?
you. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Nightmare on Seville Street.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's
Yep.
fun. That's a fun tape.
Still in shrink wrap here.
That's good. That's
how you
better condition
properly
than
do it.
mine. Yeah, it's definitely better than mine. I don't know where it is. It's around here somewhere, but yeah, you got me good on that one.
Okay. A few more here, and then that's that. Whoa.
They're all gone.
Wouldn't be a show of mine without something like that happening.
No, thankfully I haven't knocked anything down. I got really close.
Another kids tape with a great font. How about this version of The Hobbit?
I have that one. That's pretty cool.
Do you have this? There's so many different covers.
Well, you know what? I
this
might not
movie.
have that exact cover. You know, now I look at it, but mine was like it was kind of cool because it was media release or something. This a buddy of mine on Instagram sent it to me. I should have it somewhere within reach, but I don't see it.
Because you'll find like this exact cover, but the Hobbit is in a different font as well.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I think they had about 4 releases of that, 3 or 4.
The chat is excited about the Chipmunks tape, of course. I do also have the RoboCop version.
Yeah, that's
RoboCop
actually the
cover.
one I would like to get. That's kind of cool.
Another sweetener for the DuckTales 2.
Yeah.
There's a label of that on the old the plaid cassette here. I like tactile.
Yeah, let's go.
What else we got here? Oh, who are you talking about? Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman.
Yeah,
okay.
Nicole Kidman.
Can we do a little tagline trivia?
Okay, go ahead.
You already basically
it's been
got
a while
because you got Nicole Kidman. So
right.
You're already.
You think that already gets me there?
Yeah.
She's been in a lot of
trivia.
bad movies. Go ahead.
High seas, deep terror. Try to stay calm.
High seas, deep terror. Oh,
it's there.
High seas, deep terror. I feel like it's a submarine movie. High seas, deep terror.
I can give you the bonus tagline too.
Go ahead.
High seas, deep terror. Try to stay calm. A voyage into fear.
A voyage into fear.
Come on, dude.
Is it Robo Monk? You know, it's funny. You're super cocky, but I don't ever remember you catching one of these movies when I did it.
I'm not being cocky. Come on.
Well, I feel like I don't know. Well, it seems like you were trying to steer me away from a submarine movie, but I'm trying to think of the movie she was in.
Final hint is it's her first major motion picture.
Oh, well, that really jacks me up. Nicole Kidman, first major picture. Yeah, I don't know. What is it?
Dead Calm.
Oh, I would have never got that.
Really? You don't see this one?
I've never seen it.
She and her husband, Sam Neill, are on a sailboat, middle of nowhere, the ocean, and they pick up a castaway. And,
he turns the tables on them.
Exactly. And it's full of fear. A lot of fear there.
Does he rape her?
I can't give all that away. Come on.
I feel like I might have seen that. It does feel like a Cape Fear ripoff. Now,
It's
Cape Fear. No, that's a great movie.
it's what was that Julia Roberts movie?
Like you talking about the one where she faked her death?
Yeah, it's across that kind of stuff happens too, where she's got to pretend. Anyways, it's decent movie. I say go
Sleeping
watch
with the Enemy.
Dead Calm. Yeah, and I think there might be some visuals in that movie.
Yeah, is that your thing about saying you might see some breasts and vagina, or what are you trying to say? Is that what burp burp means?
Maybe. A couple more here for you. I think I picked this up because I love the Interglobal Media logo, right? The old Saturn there, or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So from the Earth to the Moon.
Look at those giant reels. They didn't spend a lot of money on tape there.
That looks terrible.
Kind of a neat cover.
Yeah, that is cool. I like that. Cool look. Definitely has like a 50 sci-fi vibe to it.
Yep. Joseph Cotton, who you know from Citizen Kane, is in that. Turtle stuff.
Yeah, I got that. That's pretty cool.
I think I just sold my turtle stuff last year, so might have to.
Well, you got to watch that because you get to see Vanilla Ice tell you the difference of why he had to tone down his music for the movie because it's for kids, and then they immediately show him like hip thrusting, you know, and I was just like, dude, it's like you can't make this crap up. Yeah, that's great. You gotta have, I mean, that's a good companion piece if you're looking for all the Turtles tapes. You have to have that.
Yeah, I just sold though. I had 1, 2, and 3, and that would have been great to have in there too.
Yep.
I don't have the nostalgia for the live action Turtles, like.
No, well, because you're old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I give you an impossible tagline trivia?
I mean, if you want, I can give you one.
Like, I don't even know this movie, but I love epics and I love the cast, and it must be spectacular, but never heard of it. 4 centuries ago, in a barbaric age ruled by violence, vast armies clashed in desperate battle, and fierce men struggled to regain their freedom. This is the world of a heartbreaking epic that engulfs the screen with high adventure.
I've lost you. So go ahead, give it to me again.
I'm not going to read all that again, but it stars Yul Brynner and Tony Curtis.
Oh, no.
No?
Yul Brynner and Tony Curtis?
Yeah.
It's not Braveheart. I can promise you that.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like Braveheart.
Well,
it is.
no.
I don't know how you didn't know. It was Taras Bulba.
I could see you sitting down watching that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, I got one for you.
No.
Here you go. Here's the last tape I'm going to show. And I'll give you some hints after I make you sweat. So he's on the money, off the record, and over the top.
On the money, off the record.
It's a 1991 flick. It's kind of like an action-ish movie with a comedic vibe to it for sure. So he's on the money, off the record, and over the top. Now, the over the top thing might make you think of the movie Over the Top, but I wouldn't say that if it was in the title. Even though the next tagline definitely has the name in it.
Is it got John Belushi in it?
No.
Or James Belushi?
It doesn't have any Belushi in it.
No Belushi.
No Belushis. I will say the next part of the tagline is the guy's name. So it's blank blank rock and roll detective. Now that should get you there. So he's on the money, off the record, and over the top. Blank, blank, rock and roll detective. Only a moron wouldn't get this, Bill.
Oh, now come on.
That's how you do me. Only a moron. Come on. You should know this obscure Nicole Kidman movie.
I certainly would not.
And how many movies have I pulled out? Oh, look at you trying to look around the room.
Rock and roll detective.
He's a rock and roll detective. I'll give you one more hint, and this is the last hint. It has a comedian in the lead role. Now that should have got you there, dude. A comedian?
Is it 48 Hours?
Nope. I'll give you one more guess like that, because see, that should have been your official guess, but we'll pretend like that one didn't happen. He goes by 3 names. This doesn't even count if he gets it, but that's fine.
Yeah,
So
no
he's
one else
blank,
is
blank,
getting
blank.
it.
He's blank, blank, blank.
James Earl Jones.
Yeah, because he was a Canadian. He was
detective.
Right. Yeah. All right. You got it? You done?
Yeah.
What if I said it had Andrew Dice Clay in it?
Oh, is that he drives
God, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's coming. It's like
That's what she said.
It's a name of a car, right?
Yeah, sure.
The Fairfax or
Yeah.
Fairlane.
Okay.
Fairlane. Ford Fairlane.
Okay, that's part of it.
That's it.
No.
Ford Fairlane. Johnny.
It's not so easy, huh? And this is actually a mainstream movie, not that crap that you always put up. The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. This was a big hit at the time.
It was not.
Yes,
that was
it
not
was.
a big hit. No, it was not. It had Leah Thompson in it. I know that.
It was a big hit.
Leah Thompson was a
dude at this time. Dice Clay was white hot, dude. There wasn't a hotter comedian around.
That ruined his cinematic career. It was such a flop.
No, because he went on to act later on. But he's actually acted in his older years. Google him. IMDb him. He's been in TV series and stuff.
I loved his latest that TV show, the Dice show he did. That was amazing. Yeah. I wish it got picked up more, but it didn't. But,
right. I mean, okay. Well, nobody's saying he's Eddie Murphy over here, but I mean that was the idea. They thought they had the white Eddie Murphy. It just, didn't work.
Yeah. No, I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dice Clay was hilarious, dude. I remember watching him and Eddie Murphy as a kid, thinking they were the funniest people on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
But,
show me that cover again. I don't think you've shown that on here before.
It's brand new tape. I just got it. It's pretty cool, I mean, he's obviously got like an Elvis vibe going on there, and you see Capitol Records falling down in the background for some reason.
Yeah, did that happen in the movie?
I mean, it didn't happen in real life, I can tell you that much, but I don't know. I don't remember that happening.
Oh.
The Dice Man got some babes. Oh.
Hickory dickory dock.
Yeah, right, exactly. Look at what is he holding there? Like that looks a little suggestive, huh?
Oh yeah.
Is he holding his wang or what's going on? Yeah. I haven't seen the movie since I was a kid, but I remember not hating it. I don't know. Not saying it's good. That's not really a ringing endorsement, but
yeah, I don't think it. Leah Thompson, that was the highlight.
You don't think it holds up? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't think so. So he had a good car in it too.
Yeah, well, he had a Ford Fairlane. I don't even see Leah Thompson in the damn thing here. Let's see. Wayne Newton, Priscilla Presley. It wasn't Leah Thompson. It was Priscilla Presley.
Really?
It says Priscilla Presley. I'm reading it right here. Morris Day was in it. That's a singer. And Robert Englund and Ed O'Neill. Andrew Dice Clay, Wayne Newton, Priscilla Presley, Morris Day, Robert Englund, and Ed O'Neill. Does not mention Leah Thompson. She is not in this movie. You're tripping.
I guess so.
Why am I the only one on screen? Are you gone? You're out?
Sorry. You were showing a movie, and I was thinking about it.
Okay. Yeah. They should release it on 4K.
All right. Well, that was quite a rock and rolling episode here, Chris Roberts.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. We'll have to do more of these, Bill, whenever you can get the okay from Joe.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
Just,
we are stuck, here. I'm talking about myself with tapes to bring in because the shelves are full. So if tapes come in, tapes got to go out.
Tapes got to go out. Well, good. Get rid of some of that crap that you normally keep and put some quality stuff in there. You tell Joe if he wants to make a trade for this DuckTales. Maybe we can work something out.
Well, yeah, he does like to think he's a high roller.
Yeah, well, this would give him some street cred. I do have a guy on Instagram who was pretty hot for it, though. I think he's messaged me like 5 times since we started. I'm like, dude, I'm recording here. What do you want?
Are these guys like trying to lowball or just trying to get you to open up negotiations?
Well, if they're trying to lowball me, they've come to the wrong place. If they're trying to get me to open up negotiations, so no, I already told him. He's like, hey, I'm really interested in that. I was like, good. What do you got? And that's how it starts. And then you show me what you got, and I say it's all shit. Now show me the good stuff. You know what I mean? You want this DuckTales too? And he even tried to say, what about that? Because I showed both of them because I got 2 copies. And he goes, how about that one that's all beat up in the background? I'm like, oh yeah, the one that's worth $200. Yeah, I'll go ahead and you want to trade for that? Well, go ahead.
And you're fine taking trades? Like you have no idea what is coming back your way.
No, what do you mean I have no idea? You think what do you mean, like I get ripped off or something?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can put it like this. I've never gotten burned on a trade. I did get burned from a friend recently. I know he doesn't listen, so I'll go ahead and call him out. Fucking Rip. He finds a wrestling tape at a thrift store, right? I don't know how I forget things because he did this to me once before with video games. Never again am I going to accept anything I got to pay for or trade for from him ever again. He sends this fucking tape. Like, all he had to do was get the tape. It was just this wrestling tape. Just one tape. Off the shelf, pay for it, and send it to me, and I'd pay him for it. I told him I'd give him whatever the lowest price is on eBay, just to be cool, right? I was like, yeah, I'll take that. I'll just $15 or whatever. But that wasn't good enough for him. He had to grab like 4 or 5 more tapes to add it to it. And then it's like, well, it was like $6 shipping. And I'm like, well, yeah, no shit. I was like, that's fine. He sent me a bunch of other stuff for free before. So I thought, my mind is kind of evening it out a little bit. What does this guy do? He just throws them all in a box, Bill. He don't bubble wrap. Don't put them in a bag, nothing. They show up. One tape is broke. Just take a guess which one that is. Just guess.
The one you wanted.
The one that I wanted. The other 4 that I didn't give a fuck about. Like this one here. Where is it at? Here. This TV commercial thing. This is perfect. Yeah, this thing that's like crap that got like 30 minutes of crap on it. Like, this is great. This one, is it broke? No, I could throw it through out of a moving car and it'll be fine. The one that I wanted came broke. So then, and here's the thing is, I know if it was the other way around, he'd be whining and bitching and crying and talking shit and let me all this shit, right? But I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna let it go. But I sent them a picture of it all broke. I'm like, hey, look at this. Does the guy give an apology? No, not like, oh shit. Like, honestly, I don't even care about the money. That ain't even the issue. It's the disrespect. Like, fuck disrespecting me. How about respect the damn tape? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just respect the tape is all I'm asking. Right?
Troy's right. This is the only thing I heard of that whole story, how he's complaining about $6 shipping.
Yeah. I'm sorry about your luck. Good. Just be happy about your health care, okay? You gotta take the good with the bad. All right.
Okay.
So
look at it.
Yeah. There you go. You got health care, right? Isn't that your guys' big brag? Even though you give up like 50% of your income in taxes or something, but that's another story. Go ahead. Anyway, so the guy sends the damn tape. It's broke. I sent him a little picture, and then instead of like, oh, well, it wasn't broke when I sent it, and he sends me some video. So I guess he videoed the damn tape going in the box. Like, that's kind of weird. Why would you do that? But okay. And then he sends me like a how to repair it video from YouTube. Like, I don't know how to repair it. So I did, and here's the kicker. If I really wanted to look how it's supposed to look, I gotta find a red flap because it's black tape with a red flap. But I just so happen I have one. So I took apart another tape, put the flap on it. It's fixed. I figure, like, you know what? All is fine, right? I popped the damn tape in. There's something wrong with it. It's all shitty. It's like you know, the volume goes up and down, and sometimes it'll play fine. It's crap tape, dude. It's all crap.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that part I can't really blame him because I mean he doesn't have a VCR, so he has no really way of testing it. But that's just like a reminder to me. Like, what am I buying tape, anything from him for? Anything, really? You know what I mean? Like, why am I buying anything? Because once before, years ago, he bought some kind of rare-ish video games, Dusty Diamond All-Star Baseball or Softball, and another kind of hard to find NES games. He mailed them to me in the shittiest possible way you can mail them. Of course, one of them comes cracked, and guess which one that was? The more expensive one, Bill. You know what I mean? And I glued it and everything, and it's just like, dude, why did I not? Now this is just $20. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I just don't know how I forget these things. You know what I mean? Yep.
Yeah, man. What was the tape? Did you ever tell us what the tape was?
Oh, it's Diesel. He was a wrestler. It's this same guy over here that I said would make you pregnant. When he wrestled, his name is Kevin Nash.
Fabio.
When he's in the WWF, his name was Diesel, and then he became Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Anyway, it was just like a profile tape. That's all it was. But it's just, you know, part of the collection. I thought, oh, I'll just get it. It was kind of cool, and yeah. And now I regret ever responding to his message. I will never respond again to any message. I don't care what he sends me from now on. I'm just going to leave him on red from now going forward.
Whoa.
That's it.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I'm
not mad, though. It's just, you know, I'm just done with it. You got at some point, you got to, you know.
No, you're not mad.
No, not at all.
No.
But at some point, you got to cut the ties, though, right?
Is that why you don't reply to any of my stuff I ask you to?
Oh, please. You're the one that doesn't answer your phone.
Yeah, okay.
He's like, oh, the phone didn't ring. Really? The phone didn't ring. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. I know how it is. You Canadians, big time in us, you know, with your health care and your shuffleboard game you got there, you know.
Curling.
Yeah, curling and your what's that other stuff? That poontang or whatever you eat.
Oh, poutine.
Yeah, poutine. Yeah, you got that stuff. Yeah, and your don't you put gravy on weird things?
Everything.
Yeah.
It
is true. Josh knows.
I was on nights this week, so during the day.
You know, but we all know when you're at work, you are doing all you want. You don't actually work. You text and watch videos and all that stuff. And you could have replied back to him then. Did you do that when you were at work?
Yes, of course. As soon as I wake up.
Is that what the 3 hours was?
Yes, because he texted me during the day. I was asleep.
Oh, you were sleeping? Oh, okay.
Yes, of course. Like when you call, I'm sleeping.
Well, was I though? Because the last time you said, "Hey, I just missed your call." I didn't see you call back though. You just said, "Hey, I missed your call. Sorry, the phone didn't ring." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine."
That is.
Hey, hint taken. True. I got it. That is true. I have receipts, and it is true, and that's fine.
And you know I can't call you back because it does not ring through on yours.
Yeah, but we have a system. You message me on Twitter, it leaves me an alert, and then we make the call. Don't act like we don't have this worked out.
Yeah, it's worked out.
Yeah. All right, you gonna wrap it up?
With that, then.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the latest VHS show.
Yeah, it was all about VHS.
Yeah, it's a full-on VHS show. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you haven't.
Sure, share it with your grandma or somebody, right?
Put it on Instagram. Tell people about this crazy thing you saw, and it's a rare occurrence to see it, like the Diesel Man tape. It's a rare thing, so look out for that. You've been watching me. My name's Bill, and you can find me here or over at the Start to Continue channel or STC Pod on Twitter. And of course, I was lucky enough to be joined by my good friend Chris Roberts over there, the king of VHS, and he is all over Instagram and all the other socials, and definitely he's a force over on TikTok.
Well,
if it's not taken away.
I don't know if that's a force, but I got a couple of views.
If it's not banned in your country,
it might be. I think it's like them banning Social Security. It's just one of those saber rattling things they do every election cycle. They do it every year, so I'm whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
we'll see. If they do. What are you gonna do?
Thanks for joining us in the chat live, and thanks anyone who watched after the fact. Thank you, Chris Roberts, for joining me. It's been a pleasure as usual.
All right, Bill. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you.